So what do you expect me to say?
Let's get him!
I know you need to feel this way. Coming after you.
What's up, Internet? My name is BlackLightAttack, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a tutorial slash explanation video for the spy script I use while playing the spy. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me this, and I've been reluctant to make a video because the information is readily available, but so many of you have asked that I decided to go ahead and explain to you guys what's going on here, why normally when I play the spy, whenever I pull out my gun, my view model disappears. Now, your view model is the spy's arm coming in and holding the gun. Here, the view model is now represented as the spy's arm holding the knife, and the sapper, etc. But whenever I pull out my gun, my view model disappears. What is that? Why does it happen? And how do you do it? Well, the reason I do that is actually because the ambassador is very obtrusive to your sight if you use auto reload. Now here's what a reload looks like with the ambassador. You see, he sticks it right in his own face to reload it, which for most guns is okay, but the ambassador is a big gun. It's a very big gun, and it gets in your way. Now, if I were to say shoot at this fire hydrant, we can see here that if I try to move and keep my aim on the fire hydrant, it's a little difficult because even though the fire hydrant is completely still, the ambassador is so big that it's getting in the way of the picture. So we remedy this by simply removing the view model whenever I pull out my gun. Now, if we compare it to some of the other loadouts, like say with my default revolver, it's not quite as bad. You know, I still kind of see it. Typically I like to use it for the stock revolver. I always leave the script on no matter what gun I'm using, but it's not totally necessary for, like, l'étranger is very easy to see past, for example. The enforcer is also not too bad, I believe. The Diamondback is probably, I don't really use the Diamondback, but I believe the Diamondback is pretty freaking large, so you know, you'd want to use the same script for that as well. Now, going back to the ambassador, you see now that I have the script activated, and now it's completely hidden, and as I fire, we have, first off, my crosshair blooms. If I hold down the button, my crosshair blooms into a red crosshair, as well as gets bigger, and on top of that, my view model is completely gone. This is entirely by design, and it's very much desired, because it helps your aim. Now me, I need all the help I can get because my aim is terrible. Now this script actually came from a spy named Stabby. Stabby is probably the best spy that I know of on all of YouTube, on, you know, pretty much anywhere. He's absolutely ridiculous. That guy can trick stab anybody, and all the credit for this script goes to him. So 100% credit to him, but let me show you guys how you get this, what you have to do in order to use the script. Okay, so here we are at my desktop, and in order to access your config files, which is what you'll need in order to run scripts, we're going to have to navigate to your TF2 folder in your Steam directory. Now, I can only tell you guys how it is by default, and I also can't guide you there if you're on a Mac. I don't know how different it is on a Mac or where the files are stored by default on a Mac, but I'm sure if you Google it, you'll be able to find it just fine. Can't help you out if you're on a Mac, or if you installed it in a place other than the default directory. I also can't help you because that would be all on you. Wherever you stored it, that's where it is. I don't know what you did with it. But in order to open the directory, by default, the installation, you're going to want to go to My Computer, your C drive, and then in your program files, you can find your Steam directory, which is the Steam folder in program files. Then you're going to want to go to steamapps, find your Steam username. I have it blocked out here because I just don't want people adding me at random on Steam. I don't want people to have my account information. Then you obviously go to Team Fortress 2, and then you click TF, and then CFG for config. And all that path you can see right here. That path you can see right here. Program files, Steam, Steam apps, your username, Team Fortress 2, TF, config, or CFG. So then you can see that we actually have a text file, or a CFG file, config file, which will open in Notepad for every one of the 9 classes. So obviously we want to go to Spy, and I have this enlarged here. You can see I have my text nice and big for you. And this is everything that goes into the script. Again, this is all from Stabby. I give complete 100% credit to him. But so many people have asked me to do this that I had to give in. So I have actually modified it quite a bit. His isn't quite the same as mine. There's some stuff that he does that I don't, that I left out. There's some stuff that I added, or not really added, but changed around. And I can basically tell you which each of those are. So here's the reset crosshair. I actually put this at the beginning of all of my configs files for all of my classes, and this will basically set it to my my default crosshair. I like to have by default the green crosshair, which is a tiny little circle. So in order to do that, this is the command for changing the crosshair. This picks the crosshair 3. This is what color you want the crosshair to be in a combination of blue, green, red. And I have blue to 0, red to 0, green to 255. And then crosshair scale is how big it is. I set it to 45. This does not have anything to do with Stabby. This is pretty common knowledge. This just binds T to dropping the disguise, so I don't have to swing my weapon to drop my disguise. I often forget to use this, but I have it bound anyway. You can really set that to anything. Now here we get into everything that belongs to Stabby. I really can't explain this all in detail without making this incredibly long, and I would have to like look it over a few times before I really like got an idea. But if you have any knowledge of programming, then it can help you understand that anything with 2 slashes in front of it is a note that just so it tells you this is setting the crosshair parameters. But I can't really go into detail with all this, and again, I don't really know off the top of my head. I can just read it through once and understand. I'm not exactly a seasoned programmer. I know a little bit, but if you don't know anything about programming, copy and paste works just fine. So this just reassures your binds, and this will all down here will redraw your view model when you equip the knife. This will remove your view model whenever you equip your ambassador, and this will turn your view models on whenever you equip the sapper. I think Stabby does something a little bit different where the sapper does not show up for him. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. He also has another script that I don't use, which I probably should, because as I said, my aim is terrible. That if he holds down, I think the 1 button, it lowers his sensitivity, and then also lowers his field of view, which will cause a slight zoom in effect, and that allows him to aim more precisely with the ambassador for headshots. I don't use that. Again, I probably should, because it's an aim assist, basically. Not aim assist like console, or like an aimbot, but it makes precision aiming easier. And it's just something I don't use, but I will link you to the thread where Stabby wrote out his entire script, and you can see for yourself what he uses and what I don't. So anyway, whenever you're done fully editing it, or if you're just copy and pasting it, you're just going to go to File and Save. Make sure you save it, and then you just go back to TF2. And now it won't take effect immediately. The game actually has to load its resources. I believe there's a console command for that. I don't know what it is, but whenever the game goes to a loading screen, like when the server you're on changes maps, then the script will take effect. Alternatively, you can just you can exit the server that you're on and rejoin a new server, but you don't actually have to restart the game in order for it to take effect. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little tutorial. I hope you guys found it very informational. Maybe you guys will understand that this isn't like a visual glitch or anything. I do this on purpose, understand why I do it. And one last thing I wanted to add is that the Crosshair Bloom that I do does 2 things. One, it changes my crosshair to the red crosshair whenever I pull out my knife and sapper, which I actually really like. That was an unintended side effect, but it actually works quite nicely. I like it a lot. And the bloom, turning it into the red crosshair whenever I fire and blowing it up a little bit bigger, that's purely a cosmetic effect. It doesn't really do anything. It just kind of makes me feel like it kind of reinforces the idea that the weapon is on cooldown for the ambassador while I'm waiting for it to realign itself. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial. Leave me a like if you found this informational, or if you want to reference it again, you can add it to your favorites. I don't really care. Do whatever. Again, this is not really a big thing for me, but so many of you guys asked for it that I had to give it to you. So there you go. My name is BlackLightAttack. Take it easy.